nerves. Better shake your booties for black girl nerds.
That, like, I just want everyone to see themselves. And if you see yourselves, they're the cast of Dear White People, by the way. Yeah. And they're welcome us all to South by Southwest. If you can see yourselves in these characters, you're going to take away all sorts of things. And that's all I want. Just see yourself. Just see yourself on the screen.
About your character in this series.
Well, first of all, Logan loves Black Girl Nerds.
Yeah.
Follow you guys on Twitter.
Yes. We're trying to get you to Universal Fan Con.
I know. I think it's so cool that you're starting that. I think it's awesome. So, what you said about Sam's character? For sure. But
Yeah,
so Sam is the rebel. Sam is a biracial film major. She's the rebel on campus. She's got this radio show she entitles Dear White People as a response to a racist magazine called Pastiche. And a lot of the students look to Sam to be the voice of the movement on campus. And she's kind of struggling with how much of that she wants to have to carry on her back all the time. It's a stressful role for a young person to always have to be the leader of a revolution, and you're just figuring out your own ideas about life in general. So it's kind of her struggle. She's also got love triangle situations with these lovely gents.
Was it, and I'd like each of you to answer this, was it challenging or easier to take on this role that was, previously adapted and already done, where we already saw the template for these characters on the film? Was it easier to work off that template, or was it more challenging to do something a little different?
I like to look at it as like theater. Someone has played those roles before, and it's kind of a blueprint. So you get to see how someone else embodied a character. But what I did specifically was read the screenplay for the film because
getting photobombed.
Oh my God! I was like, why is everyone
Brandon's photobombing us.
I was like, why is Marque laughing at my answers?
I was like, no, she's being funny. She's so real right now. Great answers.
They're a mess. Yeah, so I read the original screenplay because it gave me an idea of who Sam was. Whenever Tessa got to read it, that's what she would have read, and she would have explored her choices from that. So yeah, it's just like theater. You read the play, you watch someone do it, and then you do your own interpretation of it.
And they killed it, by the way.
Thanks, Marque.
Everybody's unique. Like, they did their own special. They brought their own to it.
I personally elected to keep the characters as far outside of my mind as possible. And just stick to what was whatever Logan could give me, whatever Justin could give me, what I was able to bring to her. So
Excellent. How important is Dear White People in the Trumpocalypse, where white mediocrity and white privilege seems to be all the rage?
Ooh.
that one's going right.
She just throws the pink mic at you. Ask the color question. Throws the pink mic at you. Yes.
Only Black Girl Nerds is going to ask that question.
Y'all already know what it is, so I ain't even. We all know what it is.
I just think we are in a time. Life is cyclical, right? And we get these surges of African American people specifically owning their beauty and their pride and who they are, because we are lost here. We're all trying to figure out where we come from, what our origins are. So we get this resurgence of pride, and what happens is some white people feel threatened by that self-realization of being wonderful. And it's one of the cool things about this show is it kind of says, hey, you don't have to feel threatened by my greatness. I don't feel threatened by yours. And this is also what's kind of okay to do and what's kind of not.
Yeah, I think it's kind of imperative that art in general kind of gets people talking about things. I think it's something Justin Browning is like creating characters that have voices and don't know everything about what's going on, and they're trying to figure things out. They're talking amongst themselves, and there's an audience, we get to experience that through people. It's fun. I think it's that's really important.
Yeah. And finally, here at Black Girl Nerds, we talk about nerdy and geeky things. So what's a nerdy or geeky secret about you that nobody knows about?
I collect Marble Flare cards.
Nice! So did I.
I have a whole binder and everything.
Nice. Do you have a favorite Marvel character?
Yeah, I was really into Wolverine and Gambit growing up. Those were my two guys. Who else is that? Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, Gambit and Wolverine were my favorite. I was Wolverine, like, I had a really neat costume with like the phone. It was all phones, so like I looked ripped.
Yeah.
And I had the little plastic little things, and I even like pinched them so they looked sharper because they're kind of rounded, and I thought that was lame.
Yeah.
But I used to wear them all the time. I
Excellent.
used to have a Batman mask that used to cut into my face too. Yeah, plastic. Batman was fantastic too.
Nice.
Yeah, I love comic books. Kind of a comic book fan.
That's amazing. Any of you guys, geeky secrets?
Honestly, I'm kind of, I mean, for me, being a geek or a nerd is just being obsessed with anything.
Yes,
So
that's accurate.
I'm kind of super obsessed with interior design, and I'm not an interior designer. And I just, like, I will go on apartmenttherapy.com all day and look at houses and apartments and, like, yeah, house is cool, but apartment therapy is cooler. Yeah, it's kind of my thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to retract my thing.
No, you don't get to. Sorry. No, can't copy me.
I'm more like a
Nerds don't copy each other. They're original.
Exactly.
music snob, film.
No, next.
Marque, what about you?
I love space, so I love Morgan Freeman's voice.
Yes.
Anything, Discovery Channel or Netflix, all that kind of stuff. That's me all day. Bucket
Excellent.
of chicken.
Thank you for talking to Black Girl Nerds. So tell us how this series is different from the film that you had created a few years ago.
I think the biggest difference between the show and the film is that, like, the show definitely has a bigger canvas. So, like, where with the film we were able to touch on a couple things. With the show we're able to, like, go in. That's the biggest difference. And the other thing is, like, listen, we're in a post-Trump world. You know what I mean? That's my cast. I love them. I mean, before, like, the movie was written in a like Trayvon Martin world, and now the show is in a post-Trump world. Like, America has changed so much that I think, like, this show speaks to this time in a way that the movie couldn't have. And that plus we just have a lot more room to explore these characters and their situations and their identities. I think it's like it's the movie on steroids.
And I asked this question to the cast, and it's a heavy question to ask, but in the Trumpocalypse, how important is it to show this film where white mediocrity and white privilege is like all the rage?
Listen, we got to keep saying we're still here. You know what I mean? And I mean, the weird thing is, like, we wrapped the film on election day.
Wow.
We wrapped the show on election day.
Right.
And so, like, seeing all of that happen while we were finishing the show, it was so surreal. It's as if we knew it was going to happen, because, like, watching it back, it's just so reflective of the world that we're in right now. And I think it's important not only for people who find themselves like, what the hell is happening in our country, to see themselves and their feelings in the show, but it's also important for people who don't think they have anything to do with these characters, and the comfort in their home, to, like, give it a chance on Netflix to be like, oh, wait a minute, I feel the same way that these people do. Maybe we're not so different. So, I think, listen, I mean, this is the time for artists to say, I am here louder than ever, because, we're not always, the liberals are not always the squeaky wheel, but I think this is the time to be the squeaky wheel.
What do you hope audiences will take away from this show?
Takeaways, listen, I want everybody to see themselves in the show. We were like, we tried to be so honest about the characters we were portraying and the situations that they were in, that, like, I just want everyone to see themselves. And if you see yourselves, they're the cast of Dear White People, by the way, and they're welcome us all to South by Southwest. If you can see yourselves in these characters, you're going to take away all sorts of things, and that's all I want. Just see yourself. Just see yourself on the screen. I don't want to proselytize. I don't want to preach. I don't want to tell you what I think is true. I just want you to see yourselves in these honest characters and take it from there.
Thank you for talking to us, Justin.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Better shake your booties for Black Girl Nerds. Better shake your booties for Black Girl Nerds.